Hey, good evening. This is Nicolina Nix, and I had the music up a little too loud. You're here for another episode of Women, Wit, and Wine, and today we're going to call my show is called Dawgs Snakes, and the pretense of my show is definitely based on how men are much more likely to, as the phrase would go, piss on your leg and get it over with, bump chest, where women are a little bit more like snakes who are manipulative, and they lay in wait in the effort to strike. And as women, we tear each other down. So the goal for this is definitely to sit here and talk about it. And I have my amazing guest and friend, Judith Edwards, here to join us. So,
hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another installation of Women, Wit, and Wine. So we're not going to do any whining tonight. We're just going to be drinking it. What are we drinking tonight, Miss Nicolina?
We are drinking a beautiful Les Portes de Bordeaux.
Yes, it's a 2015 Sauvignon Blanc.
And it's quite tasty. It's crisp. It's very crisp.
Did she say crisp?
I think the smell.
Oh, no, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
It's not Twix crisp.
It's
or Kit Kat crisp.
It has some notes.
It's crisp. It has some good notes to it.
We'll share the notes later.
But I'm so glad that you got to come out, and thanks for the last minute.
My pleasure.
We were talking earlier about this. It was about my perception of how men are much more like dogs. They do a little bit of the piss on the leg, this is my territory kind of thing, get it over with, and then they're done. Where women, I see that we are much more manipulative. We're quick to tear each other down. A man will slap a guy on the ass. We're playing basketball. You did a good job. Slap him on the back. Good job, buddy. And go through it. But he doesn't sit there and he doesn't tear the other person down in a way that I think women do.
Yeah, we're not really good networkers. There's so many directions we can go with that, But I was just going to bring up a couple of things before we dived in, if that's okay.
Sure.
Our lovely president. Speaking of dogs peeing on your leg, no comparisons, of course. Perhaps, maybe. Have you gotten any of that? Have you seen any of those videos of Trump dancing in Saudi Arabia with all the men?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, it's hysterical. Let me tell you, they look so not comfortable. So they're doing some kind of sword dance that's supposedly typical for them, and they handed a little sword to Mr. Trump as well, and I think it could go down as one of the top 10 most awkwardest videos online right now. You'll have to check it out. I don't think he's used to wielding any kind of swords anymore, dull, sharp, or firm, or otherwise. I don't know. So it's amazing to see our leaders down there in Saudi. It's a lot about economics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Networking, economics. I wonder if we could take up a collection for them to keep Trump and then not have to return him, perhaps. But I guess he's stopping off at several places, and his last stop is the Vatican before he returns. So let's see how that goes down for everybody.
Right.
So anyway, in the topic of snakes.
Maybe let's think about this. Maybe he got into the White House and he realized this job is not all it's cracked up to be. And maybe what he's doing and all this action is maybe he's doing it on purpose. Maybe he's intentionally doing all this things that, as people are saying, impeach. So maybe there could be this, he got into there and he's not having fun anymore.
Well, he did publicly say it was harder than he expected. But anyway, that's, when you said the snakes and dogs, it just kind of reminded me of our, reminded me of our great leader. But,
yeah,
it's, the end of May. We've got another week of May, right?
Yeah, we do. We do. And then Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Yeah. So what brought you onto this topic this week?
Well,
just some observations.
Well, this has been a show that I've talked about for a while, but it is an observation. It really is. I mean, I think that we were too quick. Even our friends. I mean, I would probably say I'm just as guilty as most people. At the end, we wait for people, even people that we love, to fall on their face. And as women, I don't think we promote each other anymore. We don't really. We pat you on the back and say, "Yay! Hey, Judith, that was a great job and awesome." And then when we go home and we're sitting there hanging out with other friends, we're sitting there going, "Well, she's really not that." Wow. And so we start tearing people down instead of lifting them up. And I think that where men are different, they get pissed off, and then they're over it. Where we as women consistently tear down our fellow women.
Absolutely.
I mean, and so I think really my pretense of the show is definitely, it's men are dogs and women are snakes. Is again, men, as a dog, you're more likely just to go up and piss on somebody's leg and get it over with.
Well, it's about marking the territory, too.
It is. Absolutely. It is marking the territory.
This is my territory, or they'll growl.
Mm-hmm. But then you're done. They're done. They don't carry this negativity of, I can't wait for her to fall on her face. I'm just kind of hoping that, she's really not that pretty. Those jeans make her ass look fat. I mean, and I'm your friend, and like I said, I've been guilty of that myself, as with my friends or like you're sitting there, you're asking your partner, it's like, so do you think I look as big as such and such?
Yeah, we are always comparing. The thing that sticks with me in my craw isn't so much of the observations about appearance and boiling women down to how they look, or what I've noticed is that we really have a hard time. One, we don't network well. I keep thinking it's going to be better for the new generation, because I'm the older generation. I'm a baby boomer. I'm the youngest baby boomer. I'm in that last year of whatever baby boomdom.
Yeah.
So we definitely were not taught to network. If someone is in a management position, holy cow. And if a female gets a promotion, it's not supportive.
Yeah.
Whereas men will, again, they're good at networking, and they're good at pulling someone up with them. And it seems like women more like step on the heads of the other people, the other women, to get ahead. I see it, professionally in my career.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen women throw me in a professional job when I was working in the university, go to my boss and tell them that I couldn't work full time because I was returning to grad school. And my boss called me in the office and said she was cutting my hours to half time. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Without even checking with me. And that was not something they were doing out of concern.
Well,
I was being very productive in my role and outspoken, and they could not understand how I could possibly handle grad school and this job and my children, and they couldn't do it, so they made sure. I can't even envision a man ever doing that to another male.
And that's a good question.
In that fashion, other than directly face to face saying, "You're not any good at this job. I need it."
Right. I deserve this job more than you do.
Exactly.
And I think that I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anybody's listening. If there's anybody listening and you're male, I mean, that's a good question. It'd be great to see a response of do you guys do this? Do you have that insecurity about how you can do a job better than your fellow male, your fellow man? I mean, I think that we all kind of go through that in both men and women, but I think men are less likely to carry this grudge of, and that's why women are snakes. We carry a grudge, and so we get a little on the vindictive side, and we kind of cheer on the sidelines thinking, God, I hope she's going to fall on her face. And we need to learn to get past that of stop tearing somebody down. Stop tearing women down. Stop tearing your girlfriends down. I mean, I've had girlfriends where, it kind of seemed to be competitive of, hey, I like this guy, and then all of a sudden they're all over these people, because they're trying to, because they want what you have. Mm-hmm. We get jealous of what somebody else has. And I mean, probably in the last 5 years, I've kind of really have come to terms with, I'm okay not having what you have, because, some days when I listen to you, it sounds terrible. I mean, I hang out with you and, and the way you talk to your partner, and you get snarky and bitchy because he's kind of being a jerk to you, and, and so you just kind of want to slap your friend for putting up with it,
Yeah. Well, I really see, again, and as I've gotten older, and of course my life was different. It was different. I mean, I've been single now almost 3 years. So I don't see the competition thing with men so much anymore. Mm-mm. I'm in a different place. And I don't think I'm anybody's competition at this point in life. But I definitely see it professionally and
definitely professionally and artistically.
This is, doing the comedy scene,
right.
That we do for shits and giggles, literally for giggles, yes.
Yeah.
Figuratively for shits,
yeah.
No, because I don't shit in my performances. Thank you. I do have good sphincter control. And I'm proud of my sphincter control. Gosh darn it!
Yeah.
But
I'm a little gassy sometimes.
Oh well.
Not only do we share space, but we share space.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I have that under control as well at the moment. So, but no, going out and in the community when there's we're in the minority in the comedy community. There's very few women, and yet you'd think because we're in the minority, we would just be pulling each other up and giving preference to other females, but it doesn't happen at all. I mean, granted, yes, sometimes it's a matter of like, oh, I don't know. There's an objectivity to talent. I'm not saying you have to promote me because I'm female. Well, I'm not saying that. And you have to balance a show.
I would probably say
have a good, but no, there is no kind of a really good alliance. And I see it, though, definitely in the young men. And, all the guys. And, there's definitely a bro alliance. And it's like, why don't we have, a sisterhood? I don't understand.
We need a sisterhood. That's the whole thing. We need to support each other, promote each other. I mean, I can probably say, and I'll say this, probably when I first met you, I was guilty of that kind of thing. I was like,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
our comedy.
Her comedy is just too much close to mine.
We're too similar.
And she thinks she's risque, and I'm just a fucking pig.
Well, no, I mean, and I remember, seeing you for the first time and thinking, oh my God, that's so close to my material. Wait a minute, she's close to my age. Mm-hmm. That's my shtick. Well, it's not my shtick. It's you know what? There are a lot of women.
We have that shtick.
We have that shtick, and it took a minute for me to step back and go, get over yourself. In fact, I was talking with someone about, I have in my personal life, I've gone through. I'm very isolated. And I'm very much alone, and that's not this podcast, but. And I mentioned to someone, I met someone doing comedy. She's around my age. She's a little younger, not enough to matter. We could have friendships. We have enough in common. But she does my kind of comedy. Mm-hmm. And I don't. It feels like it could be like she might have, borrow some of mine at some point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rather than and the person said to me, "Wait a minute. I thought you told me that." You needed friendships. You needed support. You're isolated. You're alone. You don't have any family. Mm-hmm. I'm a person that has no family. I gave birth to children, but I'm their parent.
Yeah.
It doesn't go back the other way. It's just at that point in their lives when it's not about supporting mom. It's about mom calling me up when they have problems and me being
Hey,
strong.
Mom, I need you today.
I need you, Mom. It's not about Mom needs you.
Right.
And when I try to lean on them, it doesn't work well anyway. It will someday. But back to the point, that I've gone all the way around. It's like, you're right. I had to look at the person and but, oh my God, you're right. Why did I not see an ally?
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to the basic female.
That goes back to
we are not socialized to support. And there's an old book.
But it goes back to the snake theory for me. That's what makes us snakes. We don't. We strike when you're at your weakest.
Yeah.
And
we're little egg stealers.
Absolutely.
For those that don't know, snakes sometimes eat other people's eggs.
Right. But exactly. We want that other person's eggs. Because we think it's going to make us a better person. And we don't. It doesn't make us a better person. It makes us a terrible person. But it's easy. I think it's easy. We totally, absolutely badmouth our fellow women.
So we could go on and badmouth women for another, the entire podcast. But I'm curious, what do you think the solution is? What do you think is a better way?
Learning to be happy for successes, because again, and I've done a lot of soul searching and stuff like that, and I've read books, or I should say, I listen to books because I'm a terrible book reader, but I'm great at listening to an audio book. And one of them, in one of them, it's just that we have to be grateful for what other people do. We have to practice gratitude for others, not just in ourselves. We have to do that. We have to, be a giving person for the universe to start to come back to us.
And, I think there's also this concept, of scarcity. I mean, I've learned it in another arena.
Mm-hmm.
There's this idea of scarcity. Like, if I support you or lift you up or acknowledge that you are
a good person,
talented, or you are
successful,
a talented person, or you had a good night, or wait, you got some rockin' beautiful blonde hair that I don't have, or that you have something.
Uh-huh.
That somehow, if I recognize that, there's less for me.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit. Because abundance begets abundance.
Absolutely. If you're not
joy. If you can be totally thrilled and happy for someone, then you get a piece of that joy. I mean, what a gift is that?
I want a piece of that joy.
But we don't look at it that way. We don't process it. Guys have the bro code, oh man, he's a good guy. They may talk shit about him, but oh my God, he's tight. He's great. Oh yeah, I want to go hang out with him. They believe or they understand that maybe some of that will rub off on me.
Right.
I mean, an entourage. Mean girls have entourages, but they're different.
What's really funny is that I was always told that I have this male entourage. That anywhere I went publicly, I had so many single male friends that I would invite them, and I had this male entourage. Because I got along with men better than I did women. I would probably tell you at 37 was the first time I had a real female friendship. Before that, I didn't have any of that in my life. I didn't have any good friends. And so I consistently started having more friends at the age of 37. I mean, a few have come and a few have gone for different reasons. But at the end of the day, I now can associate with females on a different level, on the level that I should be at. So, I do have close friends. And I'm lucky that you have become a close friend for me.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting
there.
But, and then again, it's crazy generational stuff of no, you're my comp. No, you're not my competition. You know what? You have my heart. And you know what? The idea of, the raising tide raises all ships.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're successful, then the chances of me being successful goes up as a woman. We didn't get a women president this time. We didn't. There is still a glass ceiling. I'm not going to argue about the wage. I read a lot of very heady little, oh my gosh, very educated, kind of like academia. That's what I'm trying to find the word.
Mm-hmm.
Arguments about, blah blah. We don't have a wage gap, and feminism is bullshit, and some feminism isn't bullshit, and others is, and oh God bless, get your head out of a fucking book and look out the window.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue that yes, we as females still do not network. Do I have some stats for you today? I don't. But if I had the money and the ability to do the research, oh yeah, I could totally empirically prove what I'm saying.
We don't. Well, and a lot of it is, again,
in everyday life at the ground level, where the majority of us live, out of academia. Yeah, no. We don't pull each other up.
We don't pull each other up. We don't build it. We are so excited when somebody fails. Oh my God, I can't. I'm so happy. Amanda fell on her face today. Oh, oh, wow, that made me feel so good. And really, at the end of the day, it just makes you a terrible person.
And I don't see that with gentlemen or men or boys. However you want to describe them.
It might be there. They just don't vocalize it.
They don't vocalize it. Now, they do in business, yeah. They do snarky things in business, but it's understood. This is business, bro. This is business, is not personal. Yeah. Everything is personal with women.
Absolutely.
Everything is personal with women. I have worked with women for, oh my flippin' God, 30 plus. I'm a nurse, okay? So it's a female-dominated profession. Yeah. And then I go and I work in community health, but it's in a school setting, and oh my God, it's more women. It's so refreshing when a gentleman, it kind of somehow, it just pops into the picture. A different way of dealing, again. And I see it with my daughters, and I tried not to raise them in this manner. For God's sake, I read Gillian's book in a different voice, like how women's moral development, is different. Right. And again, that book has fallen out of academic, regard, but there's a lot of truth, and it's nuts. It's just really, my daughters tend to be competitive with each other, and it's annoying. And my youngest daughter, who has, I would say, the most liberalist education and works in a man's field, is the least petty of them.
Interesting.
It has changed her, and I kind of wish we all need a little, this is not going to sound nice, we all need a little bit less of all the X's we have, and a little broken X in us. That Y chromosome, that broken X. We need a little bit of it in us.
Yeah, sure. We need to
maybe we just all need a little testosterone. Did I say that out loud?
We need to We need to have cues from people, take cues from certain types of people. One of the cues is that this is not a competition.
Here's a wild, just out of nowhere kind of like observation. Do you think that it all goes back to that basic competition for the single male, like in a monogamous society, that we're all kind of competing, like for that
golden ring?
The golden ring. I mean, the women will claim they don't want it, but maybe it's not the golden ring. Maybe it's the golden Camaro. Okay, not a Camaro. That's not a good car. I know. I drive one.
The golden BMW?
The golden BMW is way better. I'm just, my ghetto's showing. My ghetto shows every once in a while. It just slips out.
You don't get them.
Yeah, my chaparral, as I say. My chaparral, New Mexico, can down every now and again.
And again, it's like we have to start looking at the positive in others rather than the negative. We have to quit hating
and
the
celebrating
fact that somebody's
success of a woman's.
I mean, okay, let's talk. Okay, let's take for example Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer is the first woman to perform at that venue in New York.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
First woman. You know? And then you got the people that are sitting there going, Amy, oh, she's so fat. She's really not that funny, blah, 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 blah. But here's the point.
She freaking did it.
She succeeded. She made it. She broke this bar. What was the thing? The glass ceiling. She broke the glass ceiling
for that venue. In her field,
and performed awesomely. She
did it.
She did it for.
She got her paycheck.
She did it for us as female comedians. You and I are both female comedians, and that is like amazing for to think that there's somebody that can do it. And we need to think as women that, oh my God, Amy Schumer did it. Why can't I?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I be that place? Why can't I? Why can't my friend Judith? Why can't my friend Mary? We all have talent. We gotta dream to get there. We gotta manifest to be. This is where we're going to be.
Yeah. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to have all these, and it takes energy away from whatever it is we want to achieve.
Well, one of the persons I had my eyelashes done, and she fired me as a client because I publicly embarrassed her.
Actually, I'm going to take a little break here. Because we're on a podcast, you all are missing.
Yeah.
But Miss Nicolina Nick has some absolutely adorable eyelashes. They almost hit her glasses. They are fully functional. They're attached to her regular lashes. And you know what? They look very natural. Like she was blessed with the lashes that we wanted.
Yeah, right?
So you too can have the lovely lashes. However, there will be a caveat afterwards about not to go to the person that did her lashes.
Right, because...
And back to you,
It
Nicolina.
freaking got ugly. I mean, it just kind of like... But it just kind of like... I don't even remember what I was saying. But, you know, I got my eyelashes done. I did it for myself. I did a little bit of pampering. Mm-hmm. And I've never had them done. And you know, and really I need to practice and learn how to do them myself. Actually, my goal is to get my daughter to do mine and I can do hers. If we can do that, then we save a lot of money. But I totally forgot what I was saying. Okay, I'm going to come back
Your
to
lashes and the woman and something about networking, and she wasn't professional, perhaps?
She really wasn't.
But you made it personal.
You know, she
was not professional.
She made it personal. Well, here's the thing. I sent a message, a personal message. I didn't get a response, so I posted on Facebook because she had posted doing some work, and you know, then it kind of got like, you know, I said, you know, da-da-da, you really didn't call, you didn't really make an effort, da-da-da. You said you'd be there in 10 minutes. Waited an hour and a half. Well, I'm not going to do this publicly. And then she's like, I can fire clients. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to do that because, you know, instead of, if you wanted to respond to it, you could respond it to me in a PM. And we could have just discussed it in a PM. I was just trying to make a point of how unprofessional it was that you didn't even call. You said, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And an hour and a half later, you're not there. And that's not the way to do business. That's not the way to lift other people up. I would lift you up. Absolutely. I would totally lift you up. And it's really kind of funny because I have a book that I was going to give her, a journal with a pen. And, you know, and that was my plan. I was going to take it to her that day, and then of course she didn't show up. So, but here's the thing. The universe tells me that I should still do it. I should still send her this thing. Even if I never go back to her. Because here's the thing. I have to raise myself above her anger level.
Well, here's the thing, too. She is a woman in a professional position trying to do... Is she working independent?
She works...
Is she doing a little side? She's got a side hustle?
She's a contract person in a salon.
Yeah, so she's got a hustle. She's got to hustle.
She does have to
As
hustle.
someone who is...
But again, that's not the way to sit there. I can fire my clients. So you and your daughter can go somewhere else kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That was done. But at the same time, I had already planned on giving this book. And the universe says, I still need to do it.
Yeah.
And so I'll go drop the book off. I'll stick it in the mail slot. And maybe she'll understand that what she did was not right as in a professional level.
Well, women do...
Maybe not.
Women do a lot of shaming rather instead of direct.
Right. And I was
direct communication. Okay, so let's break it down.
And that, I'll admit.
Okay.
I attempted the direct communication. She didn't reply to me, so then I went
to shaming.
So I went to the public humiliation.
Very feminine. Or should I say very female tactic?
Because it was kind of like, you didn't call my daughter. She goes, I tried to reschedule. That's not an excuse.
You got to own a little of that.
Oh, I do own it.
Yeah,
I do.
You went to the public thing, like a...
But here's my point.
Would a man have done that? Actually, let's be honest. Let's get real. Would a man have posted publicly on Facebook about how unprofessional they were?
No.
Or would he have showed up and just said, hey, this is bullshit. You need to give me my lashes. This is what we agreed on.
You need to fix them.
You need to fix it, and I'm not leaving till you fix it.
Because the day after...
That's direct.
My lashes were...
That's peeing on your leg.
Exactly. That's the peeing on your leg thing.
Ooh.
Where we as women will publicly shame you.
Yeah, see, there we go. Touche. See, this... Where else? Where else in podcast land will you hear someone publicly own their stuff?
And I totally own it. I realized what I was doing. I knew what I was doing. And my response to her was, I did private message you.
Yeah. And
you didn't reply.
What would a man do? What would a dog do? Would have walked right up and took his bone back.
Right.
You took my bone. You didn't give a service that I paid for.
I am taking my bone back. I kind of filed a Better Business Bureau complaint.
But that's that's fine too. But I mean, I'm like a man. Okay, so let's say you took your, you went in and you wanted to get your fade done, right?
Right.
You're a man. You're in a barbershop. Yep. He trims it up. He does it wrong. You go home. Like, wait, you missed a spot.
Mm-hmm. He goes back and he has it fixed.
You're going to fix this. And what would the man have done? Yeah. I'm going to fix it eventually. Yeah. His razor might have slipped.
I had a little too much to drink that day. I was a little shaky. I'm just kidding.
No, but see, again, that's what we do. I mean, oh my gosh, I am guilty of it. I just, yeah.
So again,
shade. We throw shade.
We totally, no tea, no shade. Absolutely.
It's not just the women of color that throw shade.
We absolutely throw shade. And, and that really
So how do we, go ahead, finish, I'm sorry.
At the beginning, that wasn't my intention. That was not my intention.
No, but...
My intention was just to kind of point out I understand that you were trying to reschedule with my daughter. You bumped her for one appointment from 4 o'clock to 6:30. And then you told her 10 minutes, I'll be there in 10 minutes, twice, and you never showed up. That was my problem. That was my issue. And of course, I try to, I'm a comedian, and if you can't hear my voice, you don't really realize that I'm just kind of being sarcastic or snarky in a funny way. But at the end of the day, did it make me really feel better? No.
Did you get your eyelashes fixed?
No, my eyelashes aren't fixed. My daughter's eyelashes. So yesterday,
now you have to find another eyelash.
I tell you, now we have to find another one.
So hey, is anyone out there know a good eyelash artist?
Yeah, but she was reasonably priced. I did find one that I'll go. So because most eyelash artists are about $120.
They are, and then it lasts 6 weeks, and
that's done. But here's the thing. That's what
everything costs, and we're so hung up on our looks. Oh
that's one of the things that I was talking about Amber. I said, I was reading actually one where they should actually last you 8 to 10 weeks with your natural hair growth, lash growth. But here's the thing: we were going back almost on a weekly basis. So were you using cheap glue? But again, at the end of the day, I have this book. I'll still send it. I'll drop it off. I'll send it. Because at the end of the day, that's not my goal, is to shame or bring somebody down. My goal is to help people be uplifted. And maybe she'll realize that she was kind of a shithead about it. Mm-hmm. But then again, maybe not. Okay, it's a matter of choice.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to our communication style. Okay, not only are we it's confrontation too as well. We're taught to be nice girls. I mean, maybe not so much anymore, because I wish to goodness we could hear some young ladies out there. I was so taught to be a nice lady, be kind, be polite, be nice, and I can't confront. You know what? I had a hair stylist for quite a few years. I followed her from one shop to another shop, and my life is busy. I've mentioned it before. Right. I work a couple of jobs, and so and then they would throw meetings at me, whatever, keeping track of these meetings from my second job. I mean, my gosh, my second job has more meetings than a dog. Than a homeless dog has fleas. Okay,
than a homeless dog humping a one-legged man.
Anyway. So I had scheduled an appointment and realized, oh my gosh, my hair doesn't look that bad. It's going to be well over $100, and I have plans for the evening, and I can't. So I canceled the day before. I felt bad, but I canceled the night before. Well, her response was to post on social media that she had an opening. But she didn't just post that she had an opening. She posted that someone canceled on her, leaving her whole morning blank before she goes out of town. Does anyone need any services? I felt horrible.
See, she tore you down.
But she's right. She left a hole in. I left a hole in her schedule. I did inform her. I didn't no-show. I did tell her. Anyway. So her publicly posting it made me feel so bad. You know what? I've never gone back to her. She was my stylist for years, but I was like so embarrassed and felt so bad for being unprofessional and unkind. I mean, who does that? But right? So it's again, did I call her up and say, you know what? When you posted that publicly, that made me feel like shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was embarrassing, and I never meant. I know you didn't post my name, but I knew it was me, and I feel horrible. But did I call her? No.
Right.
I just left.
We just left. Would
a man have done that?
Ended. No, he probably would have come back and said, "What the fuck, dude?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I told you, yeah.
Chest bump. What the fuck?
I told you. I followed you for 2 years, man. What the fuck?
Don't be standing me up." Yeah, exactly. And I really think that
I'll book with you again, man. You know I'm good for it.
You know I'm loyal like a dog. See, loyalty. That's the whole thing. Men have loyalty like a dog, where we as women,
it's only to our mamas.
We'll eat their eggs.
Yeah, we'll eat their eggs. We'll keep you from being successful and keeping you from having any prodigy.
Yeah.
So how do we change this? There is the magic question for the last few minutes of this podcast. How do we change? How do we own it? And how do we spot it? How do we spot it?
Own it is to recognize what we're doing and to start rewriting.
So what do? Do a WWMD? Like, what would a man do? No, I don't think that they have the corner on like
no.
Good.
You know what we do is we have to.
Do we just get a strap on?
No, I've done that.
It's
not that exciting. Just saying.
I have
unless you're one with a penis, and then that's totally different.
I do have a use for a strap on, but it has to do when you need car repairs and how they always screw over women. So you have to walk in with a good strap on and slick your hair back and let them wonder if you're a man or a woman or a woman man or whatever. So they're just enough nervous that they'll give you good service.
Yeah.
So anyway, So what WWMD? What would a man?
Really what it is what we need to do is we need to be definitely upfront. We need to not say, we need to own it. We need to own our actions. We need to come out and realize what's positive about this person and rather than what's negative about this person. What's positive about Judith rather than what's negative? What is it that I don't feel like I have to compete with? You and I like similar men, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. But really the reality of it is I'm just happy that you're in a relationship and you're happy.
Wow. Again, rising water raises all ships.
Right. And so, again, it's
happy
learning.
Begets happy.
Learning to lift ourselves up. Learning to be, hey, this person is my friend and I want her to be happy.
Oh, yeah. Like you just got a gig that's paying?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Amazing. Congratulations.
Right?
Yeah, that's all that needs to be said. Nothing else needs to be said. Oh my gosh, you look amazing today.
Yeah.
That's all that needs to go on. Wow. She just had a killer set. That's not going to affect my set. Uh-oh. She's typing away. Oh, we're getting snarked?
No, somebody... This is a weird thing.
She's typing away.
I understand.
It's all good. So, I think, yeah, and where do we start? We just start with ourselves.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's contagious, right?
No, we start by lifting people up, instead of denying this.
Yeah.
And definitely
that it even exists.
Yeah.
Because it does.
It does. We need to be happy for we need to be happy for what other people do. We don't need to be to tear it down. We don't need to belittle them. We don't need to belittle our fellow females. Yeah, so I mean, that's just kind of why I think.
Uh-oh, lost it. The train left.
A squirrel. Cool.
We have a lot of squirrels. You know what? I think that perhaps this evening, Les Portes de
Bordeaux,
Sauvignon Blanc 2015 has officially kicked the ladies tonight. We have a wonderful announcement to make before this podcast is over.
Oh, we still have
we have a few minutes.
15 minutes.
But we need to expand on that topic. In the light of females, lifting females, building a bright new future without stepping on the backs, ankles, heads, toes, false eyelashes. Oh my God, she definitely does Botox. I just know she's doing something. Comments. We have a delightful new association to announce.
We do.
Are you ready? You want to do a drum roll?
Dun, 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 dun. Hold on.
Wait. We're going to get one. I think we're good.
Ta-da!
Albuquerque. We have a wonderful new announcement. Yeah. Guess who's coming to your town?
Dirty Girls Comedy.
It's a thing. Woohoo! A 2 to 3 woman show is coming your way soon. Perhaps maybe 2 men and a gentleman. We don't know.
We never know. I mean, I don't know. We're looking to definitely rotate our awesome guests and expose our talent.
Yeah, women lifting women. A Rising Waters coming up. So it's the wonderful comic comedian stylings of the lovely Nicolina,
Nix,
and Judith
Edwards.
Yeah, we're going to combine our efforts for some lovely shows coming your way soon. So listen up and watch out because these tickets are going to go
super fast. Yeah. I mean, we're going to definitely be out there. Watch out for us. The amazing Judith is going to be, one day she'll be hosting, and next time I will be. I mean, it's definitely an alternate. So, we're going to get out there and get people in with us and have some amazing talent
and some fun because
and a lot of fun.
There's got to be something as you crest the hill called life. We're not going to call it the hill, but there's this hill that people talk about being over. We're not going over the hill. We're just merely cresting it, and if you don't learn something in life, for God's sake, what's the point, right?
Right.
So we have a different perspective on life because we've lived more than a couple of minutes. Now, there's nothing wrong with living a couple of minutes because God knows we are very, very, very not jealous any longer, happy about your firm backsides and your perky boobs.
Right.
Which I no longer possess.
I do. I'm kind of waiting for my flowers to have a vase. I have a tattoo on my butt. It's a tramp stamp. And eventually, this is what I used to try to tell my daughter about not getting a tattoo, because I told her by the time I'm 85, that tattoo that's a tramp stamp will eventually have a vase for its flowers because it will have slipped down between my butt cheeks.
Yeah, it's a very old joke that I heard when I was a young whippersnapper of a mere wisp of a girl at about 13 years old. But I heard the comedian tell the lovely joke. At that time, I had no idea it would inspire me to greatness that I have now achieved in my almost golden years. Betty White's not bad, though. So here's the deal. See, so the young girl got a beautiful rosebud tattooed on her right breast. It was so beautiful, and the boys loved it. And as she grew, oh my God, it bloomed and sank and filled her bosom with the rose. So, So So as you get more experience in life, it should enrich and fulfill you and become a part of who you are. So, the vantage point of our comedy stylings.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to absolutely have a different viewpoint, because if you're looking at the valley from a sunrise, the sun just peeks over and just glistens all over the fields and the valleys, and everything looks wonderful. And when you're standing on the other side and it's sun setting, oh my God, it's still beautiful.
Right.
But it definitely illuminates different things. And so comedic stylings for all ages, but definitely more of a vantage point for someone who's looking more sunsetish.
We here's the thing.
Yeah, here's the thing. Wrap it up.
Experience is definitely the spice of life, and and the key for me is that I have experience. I can share some. I can share my misery, my joys, my triumphs. I can definitely spin it into something hilarious. Life is not a horrible thing, but again, the key to this is, as females, we definitely need to learn to be amazing, be uplifting,
and accepting,
and promote our fellow friends. Let's do this. I mean, as a challenge for a woman, I think that we need to ask you to go out and compliment somebody that you wouldn't normally compliment. Find something positive about them. Let's
compliment 5 women a day.
Yeah.
Just because.
Right.
Even if you perceive them as your competition.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what would happen?
Right, what would happen? You might make them feel good.
What would happen if we built each other up?
Right.
Again, I think it goes back to this kind of like primal kind of fear, like if we, there's only so much available on this earth, right? If she gets attention, then there's none left for me. If, that whole like, oh my God, I need to get that hunter so he'll clobber that deer on the head and bring it home to me so I can eat tonight. Yeah, there's enough hunters to go around.
Absolutely. We can...
I think we can do fine. And besides, we never did bad with the gathering, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We were able to feed.
Right.
For generations, right? What about matriarchal societies? I wonder I have no idea. In primitive societies, and indigenous peoples where the women, when they're matriarchal, not patriarchal, do the women stab each other so bad? Or do the men turn into little women?
Yeah, I guess you never know.
I would love to find out if they, beat each other up as badly as women do.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
Sidekicks. There's a few famous sidekicks out there with women. Okay, so like Oprah has her friend, right?
Right.
A very famous friend. What did they say about her and her friend? They started rumors that
of course, then there's jealousy because you have a close friendship. So that must be, oh my God, Judith, you must be my lesbian girlfriend now.
Oh my God, see, that's what comes next.
Because we're, oh my God.
So what Oprah's best buddy? Gosh, what's her name? Gail. Yes, they said Gail was probably they were gay, just because she supported and allowed Oprah to be in the limelight,
right?
Or tolerated, or whatever, or she's a hanger-on.
Right.
But, yeah.
She's a pariah. She's sucking up because she just wants to be famous.
Yeah.
You know? But again, what do you think we can do? I mean, we got 10 minutes, so
yeah, well, I think again, I like the idea of like compliment 3 women a day just because.
Yeah.
In a professional setting, be aware of your biases. Network and lift up. WWMJ. What would a man do? WWMD. What would a man do? MD. What would a man do? What would a man do when it's appropriate? Yes, not grab her ass. No. What would a proper man do? Also, and you know what? Admit it. Admit it. Oh my God, I've been such a bitch before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have. I need to own more of it.
Right?
Oh my God.
That's all I go.
Look at her hair. Look at that butt. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did she wear that hair?
Yeah. You know. So I mean, again, compliment. Find something positive that you have for somebody.
It's not going to end your success.
Yeah. You know, just because she achieved something, maybe she's paving a road for you. Exactly. You know, I mean, let's think about it. Amy Schumer broke the glass ceiling, ladies of the comedy world.
Exactly.
So can we. So can we.
And I think there's more than enough success and happiness to go around.
Right. It's not exclusive. It's not a private club. It's not
finite. It doesn't have an ending.
Right.
If someone else is happy and successful, that does not take from you. That was not my fault. That was
that was her vino.
Sauvignon Blanc.
She hasn't drank in a while?
Actually, no, I haven't really.
She hasn't drank that much?
No, I had like half. Definitely. I'm going to blame it more on my post-workout dehydration, to tell you the truth, because I forgot to rehydrate. But
okay. You're allowed to.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
And again. Oh, goodness.
Next time.
Again, it's like the whole concept of there's only so much love to go around. You can only have one love. Okay, no. It's like when you have children, you can have several children. You love them all. You love them differently. You love them richly. You love them wonderfully. But there's enough love to go for all your children. There's enough success in the world to go around. There's enough money eventually. Yes, no, we can spread the money around. Okay, I believe that the universe has enough money for all of us. That's a little, yes, I'm getting a little boo-hoo. Oh my gosh, I lowered the glasses.
Because I couldn't really see what I was typing.
Oh dear.
I thought I misspelled somebody's name.
Oh dear.
So I did this so I could see.
Oh, she did a nice little, very clever.
That was my judging look. I'm just kidding.
She did a judging look. She looked kind of a little sexy, looking down.
My full girl look.
She was like, oh my gosh, I don't even need my glasses to see that one. Oh, that's another podcast for another day. So in conclusion, my dear Miss Nicolina, what happens if, last minute thought, if we call someone out when we catch them snaking?
Maybe.
Can we call snake eyes on another woman? We have to call it on ourselves, of course.
We absolutely have to figure it out ourselves.
But if we catch a snake eyes, like, uh-oh. You're doing a snake eye. You're doing a female, like, slithering after the eggs in the nest, like ready to steal their thunder.
Right.
Yeah. How do we call a woman on it? I think maybe, example, you hear someone snarking on someone, don't join the snarking.
Yeah. Don't jump on the bandwagon.
She just blew that one. No, you know what? I think she did a really great job. And I admire her bravery for going up and doing that.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so glad she showed up tonight. I'm so glad she wore that outfit.
I'm so glad that, I am not the only female comedian here. I'm so glad that there's another person,
Yeah, the bad outfit, or that we think it's the bad outfit. Actually, that they look so good in. Like, oh my gosh. You know what? I'm so proud that she could wear that without any fear.
Yeah.
Wow, she must have some great self-esteem. I'd like that. I would like to be like her.
Yeah. Right.
But don't expand it. Don't turn it back into snark.
There's something, we don't have to turn it ugly. We are
masters at snarking back. Snaking.
Yeah.
So International Snake Eye.
Right.
You have to do the little snake eye symbol at each other.
Yeah.
So I will vow to no longer snake another woman. And I vow to, if you bring it to my attention, that I will definitely take it under consideration.
Right. I mean, I like I said again.
Okay.
We're guilty of it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just snaked someone. Yeah.
We absolutely snake people every day. And maybe we need to stop doing that. Let's be happy for their
success, or their bravery, or their audacity, to speak out, to rock the purple hair or the blue hair,
or the tight jeans,
with the tight jeans, with the rip up the crotch. Yes, you rock it, girl, and own it. Yeah, you're owning it. I would have thought by 2017 that we would have evolved a little more. Right. But we didn't.
We didn't. We don't. But we need to start.
Yeah. Exactly. And a little pay it forward here.
Yeah.
So
that's my goal. Pay it forward. Let's uplift.
I like to feel superior. I do that little snark thing really well.
Yeah.
Feeling superior.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But this has been a good time to sit back and just consider these ideas and concepts. And I am really, as you guys listen to this podcast, please, next week, next month, whenever, be sure and message Nicolina your thoughts, because we can always come back and do this again. Yes. And if you have an opposite opinion you want to express, my God, please message away and we can have fun with this. And I want to take a moment before we finish to thank you, Nicolina, for letting me come down tonight.
Absolutely.
And being so transparent to say, I saw you as competition because,
Yeah, I mean, I'd be the first to admit it. It's like, and I'm
took
I'm
a minute to
go
yeah, she's a lot like me.
What the hey? What the hell?
I have told friends and family, I said, there's another comedian out there. Nicolina, she's so similar to me, and I would not blame anyone for not wanting to book the two of us in the same show because we have the same style.
You and I have talked about it. So you said,
and it's fine.
What are you going to go up with? Because I don't want to do the same thing.
Yeah, what are you going to? Well, there's another comedian in town that is way more experienced than I am. She's wonderful. She's had a professional career, and one night we have a joke that's similar. And no, I didn't take it from her, and neither did she take it from me. We developed them both in isolation. Great minds think alike. And I, on purpose, changed my act so I wouldn't tell any of my condom jokes. I mean, come on, condoms are out there. It's common fodder. And it was respect to her and her act was beautiful and it was funny. It was hysterical. Would I like to have done my condom joke? Of course. It was one of my good shtick. But you know what? I'm blessed and I can write new material. Right. It's not a problem. I want to compliment my fellow performers, and I want to get better, and I want to hone. Steel sharpens steel, ladies, and we need to sharpen each other and bring each other up. And again, I really appreciate the opportunity to come in tonight and have a little Bordeaux and talk a little smack, and looking forward to Dirty Girls Comedy. It's going to be fun, guys. It'll be fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, and have a great night, guys. We'll see you next week.
What's the topic?
I don't have a topic yet. I'm looking for guests, and
it's
definitely
going to be provocative. Tune in and watch.
Hopefully, we'll have some new people coming in. So, but have a great day. And this is Nicolina Nix, and you're listening to Women, Wit, and Wine. And we'll see you next week.
And
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Salud.